Welcome, everybody. Leah Ray here. We're going to talk about how to actually get your offer selling. This is a hugely common problem. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's dive in. All right. So, okay. Have you tried strategies? Have you attempted things that you see working for other people and it's just not working for you? Then this conversation is specifically for you, honey, because we need to fix this. We need a way to get you where you want to be. And clearly, whatever you're doing right now isn't working, right? If you don't have sales coming regularly, if your marketing is not working and you're only bringing in people through referrals or word of mouth, we need to take a really good look at what's happening and why. Because if someone else is making a strategy work, so like podcasting, podcast guesting, Instagram, messaging, networking, like whatever it is. Okay, Facebook ads. If people are making this work, but you're not making it work, like you're doing the strategy, but it's just not producing, we have to really figure this out because all of the strategies work in some way or another, right? When we work with our clients, we specifically look at what their goals are for their business, how they want to do their business, and then also understanding who their target audience is and how they interact with all this kind of stuff. And so all of that kind of goes into where we steer people towards the right strategies for them. But in general, all the strategies work to some extent. The whole thing is to figure out what strategies work for you. And if you see people doing similar things to what you do but it's not working when you do it, we need to really figure out why, because there is a very specific reason why. Hello, Janet. I'm glad you saw that. So yes, we do have a little giveaway. If you have not received our podcast guest to star course for free yet, I can get you access to that today. So go ahead and comment star or put a little star emoji or whatever in the comments. And my team, probably Matt, will follow up with you in the morning and get that over to you. Okay. So he will have to message you to get your email address, just a forewarning, because it's actually like logins to our membership site. So definitely be ready for Matt to comment and send you a message tomorrow. All right. So how many, Angie and Janet and all y'all, say hi first. Let me know where you're watching from, if you're live or on the replay. And tell me what strategies you have tried that you've seen other people do very successfully, but haven't been working for you. Okay. Let's start with that because here's the deal. The strategies clearly they work if they're working for other people, but why aren't they working for you? The number one culprit that we need to evaluate and fix is your messaging. Because all the fancy stuff in the world, all the traffic, all of the systems and automated stuff, none of that stuff. Hey, Cindy, good to see you from Memphis. None of that stuff matters if when people hear your message around your offer, if it doesn't resonate, if they don't see the value in it, if they aren't willing to pay for it, then the fancy stuff won't help you. The messaging is the foundation for the house that you're building. It's got to be solid. It's got to be squared up. It's got to be on point so that all of the cool strategies and automations and all of that kind of cool stuff actually works and will convert people into leads and then convert those leads into sales. So we need to hone in on your messaging. I will tell you, probably 19 out of 20 of the clients that we bring into our program and that we work with need their messaging thoroughly refined. So you might have some general messaging like I'm a confidence coach, or throw it at me if you want some tough love or just some free coaching, right? Put it in the comments. Let me know, like, what is your offer? How do you help people? Okay. Because here's a really good indicator that your messaging is not on point. If your marketing isn't bringing you sales. So like your social media stuff, everything you're doing online, if that's not bringing you sales and your sales are only coming from referrals and actually networking and creating relationships, then your messaging is off because your messaging isn't selling. Your messaging is in the marketing. Your relationship is selling. So if you're only able to bring in clients when it's a referral or when you've actually met the person, then that's a problem. Okay. That means your messaging is off when you're actually going out there and trying to push and market. Okay. Hey, Ashley and Angie and Memphis. Yes, yes. Angie, where are you located? We have Ashley in Ohio. We've got Cindy in Memphis, Atlanta. Oh, Atlanta. There we go. Okay, awesome. So a wellness coach, which is great. But give me some, like, what's your specialty? What do you do? Who do you help? What do you help them with? Because if your message sounds like everybody else, people will not make a purchasing decision. So if you get to the end of a sales call with someone and they're just like, well, I got to go, they're humming and hawing, they're not making a decision. Again, this is an indicator that you appear like everybody else. Your message needs to help you stand out from the competition. It must be unique to you. So, for example, if imagine you go to a brand new pizza place you've never been to before, and you're looking at the menu, and basically all of the pizzas are basically sound the same. How do you make your choice? Is that an easy choice? Right? Is that something you can be like, oh, I love that one. Give me that. Like, could you make a strong choice with that? No, because it's all the same. That's what happens in the coaching space as well. If you are just like every other pizza out there, if you're like every other wellness coach or every other life coach or every other business coach, your people will have you'll have a big hill to climb, let's say that, in getting people to purchase and to spend the money with you. Because they could spend it with, they could throw the bouquet at anybody could catch it. There's so many other people available to that say the same thing, that do the same thing, and why you, right? So what you need to do is let's refine that messaging. So what does this really look like? And I appreciate that, Cindy. So I help entrepreneurs overcome overwhelm and leverage strengths of their ADHD brain so they can be more productive and scale their businesses on point. Okay. That's good. Now, that's like first level check, Cindy. However, I've seen other ADHD business coaches. And so we need to really dive further into your messaging so that you can stand out from the rest of them. Okay. Brenda, I help women who have gut health issues have better digestive function, eliminate waste, and balance their microbiome. So that, right? Quiet. Apparently we have an Amazon delivery. So Brenda, that's a good start. However, it needs to get more specific because by better digestive function, eliminating waste, balancing the microbiome, that all sounds good, but that's not a reason. That's not the end result. Like they want to do that for some other reason, right? To eliminate the bloating that's keeping them out of their clothes or uncomfortable in jeans, or to be able to get their energy back, right? Like there's some other reason, and their energy, they're getting that back because they want to run around with their kids. Like you have to go a little bit deeper into why they want that. But let's kind of break this down. Okay. So with understanding what your messaging needs to look at, it's not like what we just, like what Cindy said, helping with their ADHD brains, for entrepreneurs to grow their businesses and scale. Awesome. That's like level one. That's part of your messaging. There's a bunch more that goes into it. So let's kind of look at what this means. So for example, let's take think about this through a doctor's perspective. So I came from medical space. I was a registered nurse, and then I worked with doctors in the electronic health record for a long time. So let's kind of look at what this looks like. from a different perspective. Let's say you go into the doctor and you tell them you got some shoulder pain, and they say, okay, you know what? Let's do a shoulder replacement surgery. We can fix that. And that's all they explain to you. Do you feel like just going under the knife and getting that shoulder replacement surgery? To me, that would be a bit of a leap. Like, I have shoulder pain. Got it. Do I need actual shoulder replacement? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. What we need to back up and first diagnose the problem. So, what we want the doctors to do is run some tests, right? We want them to do an ultrasound. We want them to do an MRI or whatever, figure out what's going on in the joints, figure out what the problem is. Then, once they've found the problem, now they can provide a list of potential treatment options, right? We can do cortisone shots. We can do physical therapy with ultrasound therapy. We can do whatever else they do these days. Or, with this amount of damage, honestly, a shoulder replacement would is probably your best option. Okay. Now, so diagnose the problems, get into the details. What's wrong? Okay. Brenda, yeah, choosing the more specific, the better. Should we name our method? Oh, yes, you should name your method. Okay. So in this example, let's talk about there's cortisone shots, there's physical therapy, and then there's and then what the doctor actually wants to sell, right, is the shoulder surgery. So if the doctor's doing a good job, they're going to tell you what all the treatment options are, but they're going to tell you why the other ones are not a good option and why this option is the best option. So they're going to say, we can do a cortisone shot, but you know what? That's taxing on your, I don't know if this is true, so don't harm don't give me crap on my medical knowledge. It's been a while. So, that's hard on your kidneys, and we can only ever do a total of 3 shots. We won't do any more past that, blah, blah, blah. It's a temporary fix. It's not going to get you back playing the sports that you enjoy, right? Maybe you play tennis or something. So that's a treatment plan. That's why it's not a good one. Treatment plan number 2 was physical therapy and ultrasound therapy together. Okay, so this is another potential option would be this. Why is that not a good option, right? So you're going to explain, well, that could potentially work, but there's no guarantees. It's going to be at least 2 1-hour sessions a week for the next 6 weeks. And you might be in the same place. And XYZ, like why ever it's not a good option for them. And, and when I've seen this level of damage, the chances of it getting you back to where you can play tennis are very, very slim. Whereas if we do a full shoulder replacement surgery, I can have you in and out in a day. You'll be swinging a racket in 6 weeks, back to full functioning, blah, 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 blah. Right. So you're listing out, so you diagnose what's wrong. You help them understand what's missing or what's wrong. Then you lay out the available treatment options, and then you show them why the other options are subpar and why your option is great. That's what you need to do with your messaging as well. What's a problem? Help them diagnose that problem, figure out what it is, list out potential options. So let's say, Cindy. Okay. So for ADHD brains, helping entrepreneurs to be productive and scale their businesses. So a potential treatment plan, right, for that would be to hire a business coach that focuses on strategy, right? Like someone like us. Okay. We'll get you there strategy wise. We got the goods. We'll help you figure out exactly the how-tos of getting what you need in place and making it successful. So that's one treatment plan. Maybe another treatment plan is bringing in an OBM or like a business manager to help you out, right? And then the third option would be hire Cindy to help you unlock the power of your ADHD brain and scale your program and increase productivity. So if you take those 3 treatment plans, now Cindy has to sit there and say, okay, why is hiring the strategic business coach not the right option for them? And she could probably back that up with statistics around failure rates with people with ADHD brains and blah, 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 like something, I don't know. Right. Um, the second one with, um, hiring an OBM, right? And then you can say about, well, some people will do this, and then you tell them why that's not a good option, right? So maybe it's not a good option because um, if you haven't, you don't have the revenue yet, right? To be able to afford a good OBM that truly can transform your business. Someone that you bring in now can just do basic tasks and won't solve the problems and help you scale, right? So maybe that's the second reason why it's the second treatment plan and why that treatment plan isn't good. And then the third is Cindy's program. And now Cindy gets to explain why that is so much different than everything else out there. And it's different than any other ADHD coach because she does XYZ. Right. And so creating really clear terminology, having naming your method so people can put a name to it, they can start to understand it, explaining how it's different from other things on the market. So important. This says without handling how your brain works and getting a handle on time, etc., you won't be successful in a biz program and won't know how to delegate to an OBM. See, there you go. You're getting this, Cindy. Awesome. So really understanding this is so, so, so important. I'm gonna make sure I got what I need, what I had, my quick little notes for all of this. Okay, what questions, or do you want me to do you? If you want to throw in your business, we can kind of talk through this. Diagnose problem. Okay, yeah. So this is really, really important. Whenever I talk to someone new and they say, they've done X, Y, and Z, they've done a bunch of stuff. They've tried this, they've tried that. If none of that stuff has worked for them, I'm immediately worried about their messaging. Number one. If nothing is working with their push marketing, if they're only getting referrals and networking based clients, then I'm absolutely worried that their messaging is off, that something about their messaging is off and it's not hitting home with people. Okay. So where does one do this marketing? In email? So this would be in the content, Brenda. Great question. This is the content that you're putting out on social media. This is in your nurture sequence when you're emailing with folks. This would be in your VSL or video sales letter. This is like embedded throughout everything you're doing that you're putting out there. Okay. So content, ads, email nurture sequence, in your VSL, in your on your sales calls, even. Oh, like it's everywhere. It's like it's the fabric of the clothes that we're creating or something. That's kind of a weird analogy, but hopefully it makes sense. But yeah, it should be everywhere. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, awesome. Well, I hope everyone has some marvelous, fun, safe plans for Independence Day in 4 days or 3 days or whatever that is. We are going to be back here next week. Oh, if you didn't, though, again, grab the podcast, guest a star, drop a star in the comments. We will get that over to you. And if you haven't, if you're just, you need help with your messaging, if you know that it's off, if you know that you've tried a bunch of stuff and it just hasn't hit, then let's talk. Let's see how we can help you with this. Just comment info in the chat. I'll message you. We'll set up a time to talk and see how we can help you out, because another, jumping from one thing to the next is not going to help. If nothing's working, then we need to go back to that foundation and make sure the foundation is really squared up. And then we can start rebuilding the right strategy for you and your business. Awesome. All right, Angie, I'll send you a message. We'll set up a time to chat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a blessed night. And we'll see you next Monday, same time, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 4 Pacific time. Take care. Bye-bye.